This gospel is taken from Gospel of John, chapter 9. It's a story about a man born blind and receiving sight. It's an interesting story about how religious leaders tries to investigate the healing, and at the end of this chapter it speaks about the blindness, spiritual blindness. Religious leaders looked at him, but they never saw him. He was a blind guy, born that way. Day after day he sat and begged. They looked, they walked by, they wondered, but they never saw. He had never seen their faces until today. He had never seen his own face, his parents' faces, a sunrise, as stars, his home and a smile until today. Today he became a new creation. He was enlightened and he became a living testimony to the Son of Man, but they still don't see him. 2 times the religious leaders call him in, 2 times they interrogate him, 2 times he gives glory to God. They cannot see the prophet, the man from God, that this formerly blind man now sees. 2 times they turn a blind eye to this man and his God. The only difference between him and all the others in today's gospel is that he knows that he is blind. No one, as the saying goes, is more blind than he or she who chooses not to see. They have chosen powers, rules, and boundaries over the truth, and their eyes have grown dim. Even this man's own parents distance themselves from him. They can talk about their blind son, but not about their seeing son. To see him, the enlightened son, meant they would have to tell the story. And it says, his parents answered, "We know that this is our son and that he was born blind, but we do not know how it is that now he sees, nor do we know who opened his eyes. Ask him, he is of age, he will speak for himself." They deny what is right before their eyes. Fear does it. Fear keeps us from seeing a larger reality and from living with a larger vision. Blindness is not about the quality of our vision or the condition of our eyes. It's not about the darkness around us, but rather the darkness within us. How we see others, what we see in the world, the way we see life is less about the objects of our seeing and more about ourselves. We do not see God, people, things, or circumstances as they are, but as we are. Until our eyes are opened by Christ, our seeing is really just a projection of ourselves unto the world. What we see and how we see manifests our inner world. If we wish to see God, life, and others as they really are, then we must attend to what is going on within us. True seeing begins in the heart, not with eyes. We must begin to acknowledge the fears, attachments, and beliefs that live within us and how they have impaired our vision. Think about times when you were scared, when you were really, really scared. Maybe it was about your marriage, about job, about coronavirus, the illness of loved one. That fear had a way of blinding you. Fear rivets our attention on that thing we fear to the exclusion of everything else around us. That one thing is all we can think about or that we can see. Fear narrows our world and our vision. Attachments are those things or people we thing we must have to be happy. We can't imagine life without them. We have convinced ourselves that our very existence in some way depends on them. The Bible calls them idols. The modern society calls them addictions. How often we turn a blind eye towards our attachments, addictions, toward everything that threatens them. We have probably all met someone who is so fanatical in his or her belief that he or she cannot see another point of view. He cannot look at any other possibility. She refuses to see other ways but her own. Not only we have met these people too often, we are these people. We all have certain beliefs to which we cling. They offer the illusion of stability and security. So we no longer live in the real world, God's world, but a world that we have created in our head. The inner darkness of our fears, attachments, and beliefs is what keeps us from seeing. They cover our eyes like the mud on the eyes of the man born blind. In placing mud on the blind man's eye, Jesus is holding before him the reality of his blindness. He wears thick black lenses of fear, attachments, and beliefs. We all do. Those who know this are sent to wash in the pool, to be recreated, and to see with new eyes. Once they were darkness, but now in the Lord they are light. The rest will continue looking, but never see, their faces caked with mud. Don't look around. Look within. What do you see? How do you see? Where is the mud of darkness in your life? You need to name it. Name that reality. Acknowledge and then go wash. The mud of darkness always gives way to the light